Well, hello there everyone, and welcome back to ZomBo Land Gaming. I am ZomBo Skater, and we're back for another brand new automation factory game. And this one is absolutely cute, and I've been waiting for this one for a little bit now. I'm a little bit late to it. It's been out for a couple weeks, maybe a month now. I've got a link for Steam down below. This is OddSparks, an automation adventure. Now, it's the same as pretty much every automation game, right? You got machines, you got to get resources into the machines to create different things, right? The difference here is, as you can see on screen, you got these little cute dudes. Instead of conveyor belts, we have little dudes that are going to walk back and forth between our machines. And the animation on these machines, I mean, look at these little hammers knocking, and you got these saw blades a spinning. It's great. I love the look of this. I played a tiny little bit of it just to make sure this was something that I thought I was going to get into, and oh boy, am I into it. So first things first, main menu here, there's a little message that basically says there's about 15 to 20 hours of available content currently in the early access, so not too much, but definitely enough to wet your whistle, and I'm excited to see what they have coming on, because it looks like there's just a lot to be offered with this. Also, character editor. So when you edit your character, this is your character across all of your saves. It's not like Terraria and those games where you can like take your inventory from one world to another. It's just your character. So here's our cute little sarcastic looking girl here. She reminds me of I can't remember her name. Not Tina, but the little bunny-eared girl from Bob's Burgers. That's what she kind of reminds me of. Looks like she's about to get into some mischief and be sarcastic as fuck. But yeah, and you can kind of see the little spark dudes that are standing next to us as well, which is pretty awesome. Done. Okay, save and exit. All right, next thing, before we even get into it, when you create a new file or a new game, when you go to save that game, it's gonna overwrite all your autosaves. But also, when you hit save, as we'll see at the end of this video, make sure you put in a new name for the save file of each one of your worlds. Otherwise, you're going to overwrite something, because this is the third time I'm recording this today. First time, realized I overwrote my save. Second time, just creator, I just didn't like it. Third time, Microsoft, every time I go to play my damn guitar through my Neural DSP plugins, because I'm using a Focus Scarlett, it decides to say, oh, we're gonna cancel all your audio settings for freaking everything. So I recorded a full episode without realizing Streamlabs was not recording my audio. Awesome. I wish Microsoft would hurry up and allow multiple audio inputs. I have been complaining about this for years now. We can have 16 damn monitors, but we can only have one audio input. Oh God, enough of that, enough of complaining. Let's get on into this cute ass little game called OddSparks, an automation adventure. New game. We are gonna title this ZomBo Land. This is procedural generated, except for the starter village area. And so if you want to play along, this is the seed. Negative 21,568 is our seed. Start game. Look how cute this looks. Just right off the bat. Look how cute this looks. It's cartoony enough without being overly cartoony, and I like that. It is a calm and quiet day, and you are relaxing on your bench. All of your daily tasks are done, and the warm sun gently lulls you to a midday nap. You dream of an adventure where there's spider bunnies, of a more exciting life than the one you have right now in the frontier village. Looks like we got like a little shrine looking thing here and some little anteater looking sheep elephant thing. When suddenly, a loud crash comes from down the field and wakes you up. Wake up! Oh, look at our little girl. Look at her. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, so here's our shed. Let's go ahead and talk about the HUD real fast. Over here on the left, you're going to see we have M for map. And so here's our little starter village. You can see we got some NPCs and just some other various things to interact with. And then if we scroll out, the map is a pretty decent size. I don't know if this is going to be expanded as the game develops, but we've got right here is our entrance into the rest of the world. And then we've got L brings up our journal. So this is going to be where all our tasks and everything are. So currently we need to clean up the broken shed, and this is going to give us a reward of the divine researcher. And then we've got K, which is kind of our information screen. It talks about all of the different unlocks that we have currently got. And then we've got spacebar. This is going to be how we command our little dudes around. And then tab opens up our inventory. And then we've got a little compass, your arrow keys, which is set by default. I should really change this so it's easier for me to use. But the arrow keys will rotate the camera around for us. And then mouse, the WASD will move us around like any other game. And then we've got, it's got our tutorial, not our tutorial, but our kind of currently pinned quest up here on the right. So let's go up and clean up our shed. It's clear that there is no way to fix the shed, and you begin to clean up the area. As you clean the debris and shards of wood, you find a gleaming metal object in the middle of the mess. This must have been the thing that crashed into and destroyed your shed. Damn you for ruining my storage. Unsure of what it is. By the way, we've got a giant house for just ourselves, and we've got our laundry is hanging off of the second floor. That must be difficult to reach. Unsure of what it is, you pick up the strange metal object. It's warm to the touch. One person comes to mind as someone who can help figure out what it is. The Divine Researcher. So you can see this little tips will pop up as we first encounter things. So as long as we're on like the paths here, you can see, bam, look how much faster I run on the path than I do on the dirt. You get a little boost for a second there. There are gatherables in the game, so like this little bush here, I'm gonna poke at it with my staff here, and then bam, we're gonna get some leaves. Certain objects we cannot attack here, like this tree. It's highlighted, but I can't do anything with it. Also, you noticed up here in the top as we hover over the tree, you can see that it shows that it's a birch tree that I'm looking at, but there's 2 question marks. Well, if we hit K, we can come over here to our leaves now. So see this berry bush? If we come over to another berry bush, you can see now, that one doesn't show. Here we go, this bigger berry bush. You can see that it shows that we're gonna get leaves from it. So it'll start to develop and we'll be able to see what things hold as time goes by. God, look at this game, it's so pretty. Divine Researcher. Oh, you need my help with a weird thing? I love weird things. Let me see. Oh, what if we poke it right? Oh, the strange piece of metal you picked up from your broken shed comes alive. It wraps itself around your brooch and staff, and suddenly a wealth of information enters your mind. Dazed, you look to the ancient tablet near the researcher and realize you can understand the ancient writings. The ancient tablet seems particularly wrecked, but you can definitely read some of the text. Something about magic, devastation, a spark, something about hope. You relay everything to the researcher. You can understand it? This is incredible! Amazing news! You must look at the village monument for me. All right, so here's our first real quest. We need to access the village monument so we can accept and pin it. Go without me, I'll just slow you down. You come back and tell me what you find, you hear? All right, so over every one of the NPCs, they'll typically will have something that you can read or interact with. They'll also have a chest. And so the chest, if you have stuff that you need for that particular NPC, it'll pop up to the left of the chest telling you what you need to put in there. And then you can store stuff in here. I believe you don't have to put it all in at one time. I think you can shove stuff in here and then come back later, which, you know what, let's go ahead and put these 3 leaves in here and we'll go away and come back and see if that's still in here later. So now we need to go over to the village monument, which is this direction. The village, like I said, is the same no matter which save file you're on. The only thing that is procedurally generated is outside of here. I mean, I'm sure the bushes and stuff in town change, but where the location of buildings are is the same. Village monument, let's examine. The village monument looms above you quietly and with the weight of its years behind it. You extend your hand and the strange metal in your brooch radiates a soft light. Suddenly, the carvings on the stone itself begin to shift into text. You barely have time to understand what you see as writing appears and disappears. You can't catch all of the information. Something about being last accessed several million years ago. The word danger catches your eye. The monument is clearly more important than everyone had assumed. The words settle for a moment. Dangerous levels of corrupted aether detected. Cleansing pulse routine initiated. You can hear the monument rattle. Something inside is trying to activate itself, but nothing happens. Etheric cleansing failed. Functions locked. Connections severed. Cleansing routine recommended. Danger to life critical. The monument opens up, revealing a large number of small slabs of stone. One appears in the middle with a single slot and a single button. You should tell the Divine Researcher about everything you found. So this is where we're going to upgrade our tech tree. So right now, if we bring an Aether Shard, stick it in here, we'll unlock all of the machines available to us at range 0. It basically means tech tier 1, right? So this is our starter stuff and things. And the reward will be a Stumpy Spark Shrine. Okay, back to the Divine Researcher. This is the little mayor. Doop, 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 run in, run in, run in. Did you look at the Divine Monument yet? Tell me what you've seen. Don't keep this old man waiting. Complete the quest. You describe everything you've seen when the village monument was activated to the Divine Researcher. The strange text, slot that could fit an Aether Shard, how it attempted to perform a cleansing pulse but failed. The Divine Researcher's natural smile falls as he tries to digest everything. We've had individuals exploring north, past the woodlands, and even past the mountains. The ones that traveled furthest returned ill, and talked about how the magic, the aether itself, felt strange. Some have used the words corrupted. It would explain a lot if the village monument could clean corrupted aether. It did seem odd that this place was so perfect to make a new village in. Sounds like we should turn it on. All right, now we've got our next quest. If you need an Aether Shard, that means you have to head into the woodlands. You're not supposed to go there, but I'll give you my permission. Just be careful, it can be quite dangerous. Normally, you get an Aether Shard by hunting animals, but maybe you'll have a better chance if you look for a spunny corpse. Yeah, he says. Oh, and while you're there, there's an ancient shrine just outside. It has this kooky little golden guy on top. You should check that out too. So we need to exit through the old mine shaft, examine the ancient shrine outside, and collect an Aether Shard from a corpse. Good luck. Have a great adventure. You hear? All right, let's look at our map, by the way. So you can see that it just highlighted for me this old mine shaft. And if we look at our mini-map, well, it doesn't really show on our mini-map, but you can see right here, it's kind of pointing us in the direction that we need to go. I love the look of this village. All the little stuff and things everywhere, which, by the way, I can go to these pine trees out in the back. Here we go to the old mine shaft, and boom, let's see what our world looks like. Ooh, pretty. I don't need camera controls, thank you. Ooh, okay, pretty, pretty, pretty. All right, here's our first, here's a little field spunny, which we can't attack by ourselves. We need the little dudes to do it. Here's a giant tree, which says requires the logging build to move, to use. We've got a waypoint here. These waypoints, if you have the material required and you have it unlocked, you can put material in here and it burns it, and then it only makes the waypoints available for a certain amount of time. But as long as you have waypoints available, you can travel back and forth with them, kind of like a fast travel, which is kind of nice. And here we go, Stumpy Spark Shrine. An ancient stone ruin stands in front of you. It's clear now that it's less of a shrine and more of a machine. It glows lightly under your touch, and the carvings on the stone begin to shift to create words. Test start attempting to create 1, Stumpy Spark, connection not found, test failed, to reconnect, unlock function, machine range 0. All right, so that means we need to go find that Aether Shard, as we already saw in the tech tree at the village monument. We need to go find one of these right here and gather them up. You can see they're little dead bunny rabbits. That's kind of gruesome looking. We're just kind of poking it with our stick. Good grief. All right, so we got some Aether Shards, and then we come over here and look at this, an ancient container. Bam, this is going to give us more materials for freezies. I like it. And then we've got some stones right here. We're just going to gather up a couple little stuff and things because I know we'll be able to unlock some technology with it. And I think this is going to give me wood, right? Yes, there we go. All right, so we got a couple different materials now that we can... Oh, another container. Oh, a shiny. I'm getting distracted. Bam, 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 boogaloo. Oh, yes. All right. Also, if you notice, our K, our little thing is opened up here. So now you can see we've got all these different materials found, and it's going to give us a hint on where we can find them from, which is kind of nice, just in case you forget where certain materials come from. All right, back into town we go. So our quest automatically updated to say access the village monument. So here we go. We're going to stand on here, and now we have an Aether Shard. We can, boom, pick it up. So a left click to pick it up, right click to get half of it. And then if you're holding a stack, like see I'm holding this full stack, I can right click to place just one, which is kind of nice. And then I can sort it, like sort all my stuff back out. Unlock. All right. Whoo! So now we've got some more stuff we can research here. Unlocks fast travel to the village monument's waypoint. Bam, bam. Wait, can I please play? Ah, Jesus, I'm clicking all the wrong buttons. Place, thank you very much. Unlock. We need some leaves, which we don't, we need some leaves. Can I have some leaves, please? Give me some leaves. Oh, I put my leaves in the damn, Divine Researcher's chest over there. Some leaves. So this is unlocks the quest overview to help you track progression and unlocks. We need a stone, and this is going to give us unlocks fast travel to all waypoints at range 0, so our tier 1 waypoints. And it looks like the next thing we need is a Stumpy Spark, so nothing left to do there. And so now we need to exit through the old mine shaft and examine the ancient shrine outside. A lot of traveling back and forth at the beginning. All right, back up to the shrine up here. What's up, little Spuddy? And examine it. You touch the shrine and it slowly whirs into life. It seems to be running some kind of test and is checking that everything still works. Oh, and look at this. Do you see these two little what look like beds popped out? Suddenly, it spits out a rather strange creature into your arms. The shrine registers that the Stumpy Spark has been immediately activated as part of the tests. The Stumpy Spark stares at you and it seems ready and eager to receive instructions. However, before anything can be done, with a puff of magic, the Stumpy Spark turns into a wooden disc that fits in your hand. With the Spark's deactivation successful, the shrine states that it is now fully operational and is ready to be assigned Sparks. The strange metal in your staff changes and slots that can fit the discs appear. You place it in and the Stumpy Sparks begin to follow you. So all these little dudes are going to have stats. So they got a really low defense, really low offense. Capacity, basically the more stars you have, the more they can carry. So 1 star is 1 item, 2 stars is 2 items, so on and so forth. And efficiency, he's not very efficient. And attack type blunt, he has no arms, so I'm assuming his attack is just bap, bap, bap with his head. A basic spark, the most basic of sparks. Can't do a lot, tries hard, a good listener. All right, so now let's go ahead and open this up real fast. And you can see that if we put some wood and an aether shard in here, we need 5 wood and 1 aether shard. That'll give us a Stumpy Spark, which is kind of cool. And this little dude, so if we take this out of here, you can see I have nothing in the bottom middle. But now if I put him back in here, you're going to see at the bottom, I now have access to the Stumpy Sparks. And if I hold my space bar here, I can then throw this little dude over at something that I want him to harvest. And he's just going to start harvesting for us. And it looks like I need to throw him twice. To equip a spark in the active sparks bar, throw a spark, and then collect pine saplings. So I need to let him chop down 2 of these bad boys and give me these logs. Let's throw him 1 more time. And they will, if they can pick up an item, they'll pick it up and bring it to you. And you have to wait till they bring that item to you before they're available to resend them somewhere else. Do I have enough wood to put in here? Boom, there we go. So now we'll eventually, like, watch. If I take this little dude down here, hurry up, get over here, guy. If I take this little dude and I stick him in here, look, it's automatically crafting without me. If I take him out, however, it stops my progression, so we don't lose progression on where we're at, and then I can just hold the space bar, not the space bar, the craft button to craft myself. But what we're going to do is we're going to stick him in there. All right, so now I need to craft 1 Stumpy Spark, which is what we're doing. Yay, good for me. Look at this little dude over here. Let's try and get a good view of this guy. Oh, there's a tree in my way. Look at this little dude. He's rolling his face on the button. That's gotta hurt, my guy. And bam, crafty spark done. We're gonna go ahead and take this guy out of here because I'd like to have 2 guys. So now you can hold basically a full stack in your little discs down here, and I can toss both of them. And the more you have harvesting on 1 item, the quicker it'll go to harvest that item. And so now it looks like we need to return to the Divine Researcher. So let's go back into town. Okay, so now we know we needed to put a Stumpy Spark into the village monument. It's gonna, waste one of our Sparky Spark dudes here, but that's fine. That's okay. We need to unlock stuff, and we can always build more of these dudes. So that's gonna give us the Etheric Distiller and the Crafty Spark. And now it looks like we need a Crafty Spark to get Carry Sparks, Loomy Sparks, Choppy Sparks. We need Sawn Timber to get range 1 waypoints. Etheric Clump to get an additional slot in the active Sparks bar. And oh, we have one of these, an Etheric Pellet. And that's going to give us the ability to rush a single group of our sparks. Bam, look at that. Look at us go. Look at us getting our tech tree going. So now what that means is if I hold spacebar, I can hit R. And look, you can see he's moving to where I want him to go, rushing into things, which will be good for battle and stuff. All right, let's get over to the Divine Researcher. Did his telescope just move? Oh, that's just the camera view. It looked like that. Oh, it is moving. The telescope's moving. Oh, that's cool as shit. Hey, and look, and our leaves are here. So we've kind of got like a little spare storage at each of these NPCs. Okay, Exciting news! I was going through some older notes and I found something on an unusual shrine. It always confused me because it didn't have a little creature on top. I don't think you found it yet, so I'll mark it on your map. Alright, so we need to find the ancient shrine, examine the etheric distiller shrine. Be careful out there, you hear? Don't get too close to the mantis stags. I shall try not. I'm not ready to fight nothing yet. And it looks like the woodsman has a quest. Hey, how's the Spark stuff going? You update the woodsman on what has recently happened, including you having recently unlocked some new shrines at the village monument. You know, when my grandfather explored the woodlands a long while ago, he described in his notes a shrine with a strange-looking statue. Thinking about it, it might be a spark machine. Here, I'll mark it on your map. Alright, so we need to find an ancient shrine and examine the crafty spark shrine. I hope those notes are still useful and that you find something there. Grandy never had the best handwriting. Yay! Alright, okay, so L brings up our quests, and so now you can see we have a quest log here. We need to find the Spark Shrine, we need to find the Unusual Shrine, and we need to examine the Ancient Shrine outside, which we already did, which means we just need to go turn this quest in. Why did that not show up when we were down here? He's got a check mark. There we go. Oh, you've unlocked it! Fantastic! Did you check out the shrine? What changed there? Complete. You tell the divine researcher on everything you've seen about the ancient shrine, especially the rather strange creature that came out of it after you fixed it. So they're called sparks, you say? How unusual. Clearly, I have some research to do. They're quite cute. You should show them around. Maybe others in the village will have some thoughts or ideas on them. So now we need to, we got the mayor, the woodsman, and the quartermaster unlocked, and we already saw the woodsman because we went and talked to him. And we've got yet another quest with the divine researcher. I've been looking through my research, and it seems that these sparks are entirely unique. You're the first person to discover such a thing. What, are you surprised that this old man can actually do some work? Divine technology is my speciality. I'll have you know, and I've been thinking, maybe we can recreate those spark machines. The divine researcher grins, his eyes full of passion. He takes out several pages full of questions that he's prepared to ask you. So we need to deliver a Stumpy Spark, 20 Aether Shards, and 100 wood logs. You spend what feels like forever answering a litany of questions about the Stumpy Spark Shrine, its dimensions, its connections, how every little thing seems to work. By the end of it, the divine researcher seems satisfied. I see, so it uses the same etheric energies as other divine technology, and it certainly fits into some older hypotheses. But replicating the actual process, well, nothing to do but try. Alright, so now we need to go back and talk to the woodsman again because now we've unlocked a new quest with him. So much talking. Oh, what are those little guys? Sparks, you say? And you can get them to do work for you? Tell me more. You see his eyes twinkle in thought as you describe the ancient shrine and how the sparks work in one. He mutters something and nods to himself. Oh, I see. Yes, of course. That's pretty ingenious. Right, let me have a few, will you? And get me some materials. I want to try making a logger for your little sparks. So we need to get 10 logs, 5 stone, and 2 stumpy sparks. You leave the woodsman deep in thought as he mentally constructs the design for the logger. And this is actually the logger right here. And we can actually sit here in town, and we can just hold the craft button, and we can make logs for ourselves, which we are not going to do. Because that would take way too much time. I'd rather have these little dudes do it for me. Here's the quartermaster. Huh? Hey, so those weird dolls of yours, they follow instructions, right? You think they can carry stuff too? So we need to deliver 3 stumpy sparks. And now finally the mayor, who is in a wheelchair. I thought these were shields at first, but she's in a wheelchair and it looks cool as shit. She's got like some crazy camber going on in this wheelchair. She's ready for race mode. Oh, those spark thingies you found are rather cute. I'm sure lots of people will come far and wide to study them. Although our village is a little underdeveloped, we never had much of a reason to grow, but maybe we can do something so those who can help you study the sparks will come and stay. So we need to get 80 wooden logs and 40 sawn timber, which we don't have available to us yet. It's quite a lot, I know, but you take as long as you need. We're here to support you, dearie. Aw, thanks, Mayor Mom. Okay, all right, so now what we need to do is we need to go off and find these 2 shrines, get 3, 4, 5, 6 stumpy sparks, 20 aether shards, 110 logs, and 5 stone. Woo, that's a lot of stuff. Okay, let's go ahead and get back out into the overworld. Okay, so they said they were going to mark it on our map, so let's take a look, and it looks like they're not too far away. What I'm going to do first, though, is I'm going to start making a whole bunch of these dudes. I need a bunch of logs, and I need these little dudes in here. I'm going to craft up 10 of these Stumpy Sparks before we start exploring. All right, so we have 10 of these little dudes here, and now what we can do is I've got 2 still left in this Stumpy Spark, so as long as I have materials in here, they'll just keep crafting while we're off and about doing stuff and things. And what's really funny about these little dudes, so they'll gather the field bunnies, the bushes here, the trees, but see this big tree, like if I toss a couple guys over here, watch what happens. They bash their heads and they get dazed and confused, and then they're kind of just stuck in a dazed state for a while. But if we come over to these little bunnies, boom, 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 we can just toss them all. And you can toss multiples at a time. And so the more you toss, the more damage they're going to do and the quicker they'll do damage. And so, you know, we can just toss a whole bunch at various different things all at one time like this and just have them go off harvesting all sorts of stuff and things, which is pretty awesome. And as long as they have the ability to grab stuff, look, you can see that right there. They're going to walk towards us and start carrying stuff, which is really, really nice. But let's go ahead and go off on our mission now. So we need to go down here where these little dotted blue lines are and look at, wonder which one this one is. What is this one? This one is the Etheric Distiller Shrine. You touch the shrine and it slowly whirs into life. It seems to be running some kind of test and is checking that everything still works. There is a hiss of steam as the machine finishes a process. It seems to have refined an etheric pellet into aether shards. The shrine states that it is now fully functional and ready to be put to use. So if we open this up and we can toss 2 of our little dudes in here, and you can see we can toss these pellets and bam, put them in here, and one of these pellets is going to give us 6 aether shards, which is pretty dope. And then we've also got these down here. These are the etheric or ancient bases. So there's certain buildings that we can only place on these ancient bases. And so if you look at our map, you can see we've got these little kind of purplish pink areas. These are the ancient bases. So that'll give us a clue that we're able to put stuff and things down on those spots. And boom, we've got one of our aether shards there. We've got 6 there. We're just going to go ahead and leave those 2 dudes in there. Just that way, you know, as we find ancient pellets, we can just toss them on in there and just let them continue working. Not a big deal that we're not going to have those guys in our hands. And here's the second spot, a crafty spark shrine. Once again, we touch the shrine and it slowly whirs to life, blah, blah, blah. This is the same for every machine. This one, too, spits out a rather strange creature into your arms. The shrine registers that the crafty spark has been immediately activated as part of the test. He kind of looks like the head of a wrench. The crafty spark waves at you, ready and eager to receive instructions. He's like, yay, let's go. However, before anything can be done, you guessed it, he turns into a disc. All right, so this guy has shitty offense, the same defense as the Stumpy Sparks, but better efficiency, which means he's going to work faster. A worker spark good at working in buildings, a rather grumpy-looking bunch, but it seems like they actually enjoy working hard. So now if we click on the shrine, you can see that it takes 2 Stumpy Sparks and 2 wood panels, which we don't have available to craft yet, to make 1 crafty spark. So we're going to need to come back to this in a little while and get that sorted and figured out. Let's take a look at our, not that. So we have done those 2 quests. They've completed us. There was no rewards for them. So now what I need to do is I just need to go around and gather the 110 wood, the 6 Stumpy Sparks, and the 5 stone and the 20 aether shards, and then we'll go turn in all these quests together. So I'm going to get gathering on all of that, and I'll catch you guys back in town. Ooh, so I'm out and gathering, and look what I found, a bee elephant corpse. Let's go ahead and harvest that. And I believe I have all of the material that we need for our 3 quests. And what are we getting? We're getting whatever the heck that was, because they just picked it all up. We got a bee elephant carapace, and then we got some more etheric pellets. Nice. All right, so I am kind of way off in the top here. Let's get back to town and deliver our goods. Okay, we might as well just go in order as we see them. So whenever you open up the NPC's chest, it's going to say right next to the left what we need. So we need 3 Stumpy Sparks, 1, 2, 3. And now you can see it's check mark saying it's complete, and bam, complete. It works. They walk on paths. They even pick up from and drop off items to buildings that they pass. That almost rhymed. They only walk on the right side of the path for some reason. Here, let me show you how to make the dirt path. All right, so basically, we can skip that. If we hold G, that's going to open up the path thing, and we can't do it here in town, but left click will make the path, right click will undo the path. And we've got another quest. Try it out. All right, so we need to build a logger, which we don't have unlocked yet, connect logger to Stumpy Spark Shrine, throw the Stumpy Sparks on the shrine, we need 3 of them, or on the path, and then transport 20 logs from the logger to the shrine, and then craft 10 Stumpy Sparks, and she's gonna give us a barrel and a shed for that. Gotcha. Nice. Tell me how it went. All right, nice. That's gonna be our first production line. Now we got the woodsmith dude, so he needs 10 logs, so if we right-click on a stack, it'll give us half, and we can go, bam, put that in there. We only need 5 stone, so now if we put down this whole stack, and we can right-click it again to get us half, and then I can right-click again to place just 1, so that's a good way to be able to split our stuff, and he needs 2 Stumpy Sparks, so 1, 2, away we go, and now we've got him complete. I wonder how. Did you get everything already? If you forgot what you should do, you should check the quest log. I got you everything, my guy, complete. Of course, since they're so small, they'll need a low table and it's done. One very important thing, you'll need bee elephant carapace to build the logger. The carapace stabilizes the ether in the giant trees, you see. You don't really need to know what that means, but let me tell you, I've personally tried harvesting these giant trees without an etheric stabilizer, and it took 2 whole months to regrow my mustache. I'm assuming he's kind of like the Stumpy Sparks, and he's just whapping the tree with his face, and he lost his mustache. You can find the bee elephant carapace from the bee elephant corpses, which we just saw, that are around in the woodlands, but for now, I'll give you what I have spare. Heck yeah, he's giving us the carapace, and we've got the logger blueprint. Nice. Quest again, woodsman. All right, so I was thinking that maybe we can get these sparks to not just harvest the wood, but actually craft with it. I'll need quite a lot of materials to try out some different ideas, but you and your sparks can do it. All right, so we need to deliver 100 more logs to this guy. Good Lord. Yes, let's make something new together. Yes, let's, my dude. Now down to the divine researcher. Why am I climbing? All right, here we go. Do I need to deliver anything here? Yes, 1 Stumpy Spark, 20 Aether Shards, and 100 wood logs. 20, 40, 60, 80, and 1. Why is that 90? 100. There we go. We can take this back. Sort that. All right, that's all done? It's quite a lot, I know, but I'm sure you'll be able to do it very quickly. Or did you already get everything? We sure did, dude. I'm done, so there's no way of building this without the ancient bases. The piping is vital, and I can't quite replicate it, but I've also made it process agnostic. No idea what the hell that means. It means he's telling us, it means you can use it to make other types of sparks. What? I know there are more shrines out there. I bet you a warm dinner that there's more sparks too. Oh, I always thought that these statues were minor deities, but to think that they were these creatures, oh! All right, so he's gonna give us the Sparky Workbench as our reward, along with 10 Stumpy Sparks. Very nice. We've got now, look at this, we have 18 of these little dudes. Perfect. And do we have any more quests? That is the wrong button. L, we've got village expansion, so that's the sawn timber. So we need to go create a logger. We got to do all this, and then we've got to get 100 logs. All right, so let's go over to the shrine, because I know we can put this crafty spark dude in there. I hate to use him now, but you know what? We're going to be able to craft more of them later, so let's go ahead and stick this in there and unlock. And so now we're going to need a carry spark, a choppy spark, and quartz. Wow. And then the sawn timber, and then the clumps, and then a sword, and then tree bark, and bee elephant carapace, and fertilizer. A whole bunch of stuff that we don't have. Good Lord. Okay. All right. So what we need to do is I need to get out here, and I'm going to go set up a little quick, very basic automation setup for this, and then we'll show what that looks like. Okay, you know what I just thought about? I might want to show you how to do the building stuff and things before just showing you a built thing. So, okay, so our build menu is B, and so we've got our different options here. So if you've already selected something like I have, then I can just hit the tools button and it's going to cancel out of it. So now what ends up happening is whatever the last 5 items you've tried to build is going to show up on the left side there, where you can see that I've got B for build, number 1 because I only have the 1 item to build the logger. But if we had more items, they'd be 1 through 5 on our hotkeys there. And then T is to kind of adjust where it's at. G is the pathing. So if I hit B, I go to the logger. It's going to require 10 logs, 5 stone, and 1 bee carapace. I can rotate this around with R, and you can see this little thing here is the output. So we're going to go ahead and build it. And then we're going to back out of this menu, and actually we can just hit G, and that's going to go to pathing. So now you notice that you've got the output here, and you've got the inputs here. And if we camera view around, we've got the output of our shrine here. So we can kind of come down here, and we're just going to path. And what's nice is as long as I just hold my left mouse button, I can just zwoof it around like that, and bam, now we have our path going on. And then if we back out of all that, we can come in here and grab 2 Stumpy Sparks, stick them in there, and look at this. They're just automatically making logs, and we can access the inventory here and pick those logs up as needed, which is nice because we need 100 logs for our 1 woodsman quest. But then it says it wants us to, excuse me, how rude. Let's go ahead and pin this recipe, not pin the recipe, pin the quest. So now you can see we've built the logger, we've connected the logger to the Stumpy Spark Shrine with the path, and now we need to throw 3 Stumpies on the path. And so now these guys are going to go on the right side, come around the corner here, and then they'll deliver the logs when they come around the corner and then come back empty-handed. So we can just like we saw when I was looking at an item to harvest, you can see it gives me a square when I'm on the path. So if I put them over here, I can go, can I turn them around? No, we just 1, 2, 3. We're just going to toss them there. That part of the quest is now done, and you can see they're walking on the right side, and they're going to come back here. They're going to pick up some logs, and they're going to walk back around the path. And then if we open up our shrine, you'll see as they deliver the logs, boom, 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 our logs are now going. So that's sweet. So they're just going to kind of continue doing their thing. So they're going to transport 20 logs over there, and I'm actually going to keep stealing the logs from them. But they're going to deliver 20 logs. Now, the more guys that we have here, obviously, the faster that they're going to deliver logs. But you got to be careful, because if you put too many dudes on there, when you start to have intersections and crossings and all that sort of stuff, they can get traffic jammed. So you don't want to stick too many. 3 right here. They don't have to go too far. It's not that big of a deal. We're not really in a time crunch here right now. I'm not trying to be overly efficient. Just kind of going along, following the quest line, and doing our stuff and things. So also, I don't have any automatic, input of Aether Shards. That's something that will come later on. But for the time being, I can just put them in by hand, and it's just going to continue crafting. And away we go. So, all right, I'm just going to sit here and let this go to get the 20 logs here, the 10 Stumpy Sparks there, and the 100 logs I need in our inventory for the quest, and then we'll catch up with each other once that's done. All right, we just completed our last Stumpy Spark, and I also have all the logs I need, which is nice. I didn't have to go gathering. I just stole it from the logger. That's excellent. Automation is awesome. So let's go ahead and talk to, wait, is this the quartermaster? Oh, we just need to talk to her. Okay, all right. So she's going to give us a barrel and a shed, which is nice. She nods at you and explains to her she nods as you explain to her what happens when you created the production line, and her lips relax into a soft and satisfied smile. Nice! Here I made some storage buildings for you in the Sparks. Sweet. So the barrel is going to allow the Sparks to input items. The shed is just our own personal. We can click on it and have storage. And look at this. She's showing the little pathing down here, so you can actually see how the Sparks move around all these different items. Plus, if we open this up, this is one of those crates, which we'll get later. It's an upgraded version of the barrel. We can steal the logs from it, which is awesome. All right, do we have anything else we need to do in the town? We need to go talk to the woodsman. Let's put our items in the chest here. 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100. Check mark done. Complete. Perfect timing. Let me show you my final design. So much of the machinery is inside of the building. It simplifies the work so those Sparks of yours don't have to do anything too complex. Yeah, all they gotta do is roll their faces on a button. No offense, but they're not very smart. When I try to give a complex order to one, they just get very confused. Of course, there's always more room for improvement, but try it out. So he's gonna give us the saw bench so we can make sawn timber, which is sweet. All right, so now the only quest we have left is to go make some sawn timber. So now that you've seen how to put down buildings, there's only one other thing that I need to explain, and I can explain it afterwards, but I'm going to go make a little production line to get the sawn timber. Okay, so this is a pretty easy setup. This is very, very basic, but this is like our first like real production line. So we've got our 2 dudes in here making logs. I set a couple guys down here on the inputs of the saw benches. And if we open up the saw bench, you can see that there's this little tab here for recipes, and it's on most of the workstations that have more than one recipe available. So we click on that. Any recipe that we have available will be here for us to click. In the case of this, it's just saw timber is all we have. So it takes 2 wooden logs to make 1 sawn timber. And so then on the output of this, I have just 1 dude that's grabbing the output, and he's sticking it into this barrel, which has 8 slots for us to grab sawn timber out of. So now I kind of just need to wait around to get 80 logs and 40 sawn timber. So I'm going to do that. I'm just going to sit here and wait for this dude to grab everything he needs. Well, that didn't take too long. All right, excellent. We even have an extra piece that we can put into the village monument. So heading back to town. There's a lot of heading back to town. Okay, before we go talk to the mayor, we're going to go to the village monument and stick our sawn timber in there to unlock some more tech stuff and things. And where we have right here. So this unlocks fast travel to all waypoints at range 1, which is pretty sweet. So now we just need all of this stuff, which we don't have, so we're just going to ignore. Okay, going to talk to the mayor. We need to put in 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 80 timber and 40 sawn timber. And bam, here we go. Complete. The mayor takes inventory of the items she's asked for with disbelief. Amazing! I never imagined that you would get so much so quickly. Thank you so much, my dear. We'll make sure to put this all to good use. Don't forget to take breaks, okay? I'm proud of you no matter what you do. Aw, Mayor Mom. Always have been. All right, so now we're going to get the merchant for unlocking Tier 1. Have you talked to the merchant? Most folks don't tend to come so far in the middle of nowhere, but they were very interested in staying where they heard about your sparks. I already have some plans for the next project. Do you want to help? Of course I do. So we need 160 sawn timber and 80 wooden panels, which we haven't unlocked yet, so accept the pin. Thank you so much, dearie. Be careful out there. All right, so now we can go talk to a whole bunch of people and get a whole bunch more quests. Let's talk to the merchant.
I have a question. Are those sparks of yours good at defending themselves? Or say, a trade caravan? We avoid disturbing wild animals, but sometimes they attack. And of course, there are also bandits. Maybe they can help, but you should start with something weak. Hunt some field spunnies for me. You can find a lot of them in the woodlands.
All right, so we got to kill 5 field spunnies.
Don't confuse them with the forest spunnies, all right? If you attack one of those, the whole nest will come after you.
Those are like the spider-eyed weird little buddies. We'll see some in a little bit. Okay, he's all done. A little autosave lag there. Good grief. Let's go talk to the divine researcher. Do we need to turn anything into him? No, we don't. You start telling Divine Researcher about the 2 new shrines you've just unlocked at the village monument, especially the Crafty Spark Shrine, when he interrupts you. Ho! Didn't I tell you that there were other sparks? I'm so smart. I think you technically owe me a warm dinner, but I'll let you off for now. All right, so we need to craft make a Crafty Spark, 40 Stumpy Sparks, and 40 wood panels. A whole bunch of shit we don't have. Enough gloating from this old man. It's time to do some work. All right. Okay, so we got the woodsman.
Oh, hello there. So you know how your sparks can turn wooden logs into sawn timber? I was thinking maybe we can get them to make something even more refined. Do you want to give me a hand?
Of course I do. So he wants us to build 2 loggers, 2 saw benches, and get 80 more wood sawn timber.
Great, let's try expanding just a little and see how the logger and saw bench work in scale.
Gotcha. And finally, the quartermaster. And I'm going to take your 1 log, dude. My bad. Oh, shit, he took it from me. All right.
These sparks are very silly. They keep walking around in very long ways. They need instructing.
So we need to get 20 wooden panels and 40 sawn timber. So a whole bunch of shit we don't have. She grins eagerly, awaiting for you to bring the materials. So let's look at our quest line here. So basically, we can go kill the 5 spunnies. We can't do this because we don't have wood panels. This is the one we need to do, it looks like. Yes, because everything else requires wooden panels. So let's go ahead and pin that recipe up there. And I think on that note, I think we're going to go ahead and call it for our first episode. We got a chance to see quite a bit of stuff and things about what goes on with this game. It's cute, it's cozy, it's relaxing, it's pretty easy to understand all the flow of stuff and things. Not quite sure about efficiency of stuff and things yet. I haven't quite figured out what the best logical way to set certain stuff up is, but it's got good potential. It's got great potential. I mean, the animations are just cute as all hell can get out. There is one last thing I want to talk about, so we'll head back out to one of my current production lines, and I'll talk about that real fast. Okay, so if we want our sparks back that are on a path, there's no real easy way to do it, but if we hold G, we can eliminate the path underneath where these sparks are, and you see they're going to drop whatever items they were holding as well as they drop themselves. So we're not going to lose anything by doing this, and then all we need to do is just rebuild our path, and then we can retoss these guys back up here, and then away we go. So that's the only real way I've found to be able to get our sparks back if we've, like, put too many down or need to readjust some stuff and things. So there is a good way to get stuff back. So yeah, there we go. But on that note, I think we have accomplished quite a bit right off the bat. Obviously, we kind of just went through a tutorial-based portion of it. And in the next episode, we're really going to start expanding on our production, exploring a little bit more, finding more stuff and things, and hopefully get into, like, rock production as well. Oh, wow. This game was awesome. And our character is so damn cute, too. Everything about this game is cute as shit. I love this game. So on that note, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I have. I hope you want to go ahead and buy this game and play along, because it looks like it has great potential. And obviously, it's at a cheap price point now because it's an early access, which is always a great bargain. And so far, it seems I haven't found any glitches or bugs or anything weird or anything like that. The developers seem to be pretty interested in hearing from all the players and all that sort of stuff. And it's looking like it's going to be shaping up to be a pretty cool game. So anyway, on that note, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, definitely comment any tips and tricks, especially if you have like some really cool layouts of the factories. Definitely share that information, because I'd love to be able to put down the most efficient factories whatsoever. And then share with the entire automation universe, because the more people we can get to enjoy this game, the more people we can get to play all sorts of automation games, because these things are awesome. Anyway, on that note, ta-ta for now. Bye!